All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're taking a completely objective look at a highly controversial ideology that is just blowing up online right now. We're talking about a growing subculture that is actively and quite aggressively challenging the deeply entrenched societal norm of monogamy. In this explainer, we're going to map out the specific arguments these creators are making, look at how exactly they diagnose modern societal issues, and examine the, frankly, drastic solutions they're putting on the table.
Okay, let's dive into this with a quote that really kicks off our whole analysis. Secular internet personality Pearl Davis recently stated, "I can't stop thinking that polygamy makes sense for the society we're in." Now, Davis is pretty well known for her highly debated takes on modern relationships, right? But she recently released a video exploring this concept entirely from what she calls a logical point of view. And her incredibly pragmatic conclusion caught the eye of our second primary source today, Pete Rambo, an ordained minister and vocal advocate for biblical patriarchy, who actually sat down and analyzed her video at length.
Now, before we go any further, we really need to explicitly clarify our terminology here, because Rambo actually corrects Davis right out of the gate. While she uses the broad blanket term polygamy, Rambo points out that what they're actually describing is polygyny. What's the difference? Well, polygyny is a very specific subset of polygamy involving one man married to multiple women. So for the rest of this explainer, we're going to use that specific term, since it hits the nail on the head for the exact dynamic both Davis and Rambo are advocating for.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting the polygyny proposition, diagnosing societal problems, Pearl's relationship hierarchy, the biblical justification, practical rules for polygyny, and finally, preparing for leadership. Let's map this all out.
Section 1, the polygyny proposition.
So we're basically looking at this through an anthropological lens, and it's a fascinating ideological crossover. We have two totally distinct viewpoints merging on a shared conclusion. On one hand, you have Pearl Davis operating in this secular, highly online space, arriving at polygyny as this calculated, logical fix for modern dating. But then on the other hand, you have Pete Rambo, who watches her video and enthusiastically validates all her points, but through a strictly theological framework. He literally sees her secular logic as direct evidence of divine biblical design. It's pretty wild to see these two worlds completely synthesize. Section 2, diagnosing societal problems. So what is actually wrong with society according to these two? Pete Rambo gives a very specific diagnosis. He argues that the root of Western cultural decay is feminism and what he calls female-centric worship, even tying it all the way back to the ancient feminine goddess Asherah. He claims this modern drive for equality has forced society into monogamy-onlyism. According to Rambo, this system creates a false parity, basically giving women an illusion of control. And, both he and Davis are in total agreement that there is a severe, crippling deficit in competent male leadership today. They argue that this specific lack of leadership is exactly what's causing the total decline of traditional family structures.
Section 3, Pearl's relationship hierarchy.
Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is how clinically Davis categorizes modern men. She literally puts them into three unyielding boxes. First, you have the natural players, or natural leaders. She claims these guys have such an intense pull that they can either lead women straight to ruin or make them highly submissive in the best versions of themselves purely out of fear of losing the man. Second, are the trainable leaders. These are men who might start off kind of weak, but give them the right information and they can completely change their behavior to successfully lead a household. And third, the cooked men, the simps. Davis says these guys will just fold the second a pretty woman gives them attention. In her system, this bottom tier is beyond help and is entirely excluded from her polygynous solution. And Davis applies that exact same stark, functional breakdown to women, placing them into highly specific roles within a polygynous household based purely on their perceived utility. First up, hot young wives. They bring youth and fertility to the table, but, according to her, require heavy training in wife skills. Then you have career women. They might not want kids, but they bring a solid $50,000 to $60,000 income to the communal pot. Then, we get to a highly controversial rule regarding single mothers. Davis argues, and Rambo absolutely enthusiastically agrees with this, that a single mother must legally surrender full custody of her children to her ex if she wants to join a new household. They outright refuse to let the new patriarch raise another man's child. Finally, she has a category for older or average-looking women. She calls them mids. Their role? Domestic labor, babysitting, cleaning, basically earning their path to redemption by supporting the broader family. Notice the dual narrative we're tracking here. On the secular side, Pearl Davis treats the household almost like a corporate structure. It's highly pragmatic, totally transactional.
Her whole system is designed to incentivize good behavior and extract specific economic utility from every woman. But then Pete Rambo overlays that exact same structure with dense theology. Where Davis sees a cold transaction, Rambo sees a sacred covenant. Where she uses raw logic, he sees strict adherence to God's owner's manual. To him, this hierarchy isn't just a functional economic unit. It's a path to redemption for broken women and the ultimate way to build a righteous biblical family structure.
Section 4. The biblical justification. So, the crucial point here is how Rambo actually interprets historical texts. He literally refers to the Bible as an owner's manual that doesn't just allow, but actively blesses polygyny. He points straight to ancient patriarchs, guys like Abraham, Jacob, and David. Rambo argues that these men weren't just simple, humble shepherds. To put it into perspective, they were the ancient equivalents of modern-day billionaires. They commanded massive estates, private fighting forces, and their polygyny was a core feature of their incredible elite leadership. Plus, he argues that scripturally, children belong exclusively to the father, which is exactly how he justifies Davis's harsh stance on single mothers. Finally, he makes the massive claim that strict monogamy isn't even a biblical standard. He frames it as a Greco-Roman construct that just got deeply embedded in Western law over the centuries.
Rambo perfectly sums up his utter frustration with modern religious interpretations with this quote: "People don't see it when they're looking through the monogamy-only goggles." He genuinely believes that modern society, and especially modern Christianity, is so completely blinded by Western Greco-Roman marriage traditions that they actively filter out the clear acceptance of polygyny sitting right there in their own foundational texts.
Section 5. Practical rules for polygyny. Now, even though Rambo is a massive advocate for this lifestyle, he issues some incredibly strict warnings to his followers. His number one heaviest caution: do not rush into this. He warns men that jumping into this rapidly, without immense preparation, will absolutely capsize the ship and destroy the family they already have. Second, he demands men actually honor their current monogamous vows, no suddenly demanding a release from them. Third, any incoming woman has to be meticulously vetted to ensure she's a net positive to the household's economy and vision. Absolutely no crippling baggage allowed. And finally, he insists that you have to seek proper mentorship from men who are already successfully living this out.
Section 6. Preparing for leadership.
And this brilliantly illustrates how these internet subcultures actually organize offline. Rambo heavily promotes an event called the Kingdom Restoration Conference, held down in Knoxville, Tennessee. This isn't just talk. This conference serves as the physical manifestation of all the digital theory he and Pearl Davis discuss online. It's literally the training ground designed for men to transition from just watching YouTube videos behind a screen into actively building these patriarchal structures in the real world.
The goals of this conference are extremely targeted. Rambo pushes hard for high-touch mentorship. He wants guys off of Telegram groups and out into physical spaces where they can actually shake hands and network with active, real-life polygamous families. The whole point is to train men to become what he calls a repairer of the breach in modern culture. Basically, they are actively rebuilding ancient male-led family foundations. Ultimately, it's framed as a critical boot camp, preparing for what he believes is an impending, prophesied global restoration of these biblical, patriarchal structures.
So, we've mapped the problem, the hierarchy, the theology, and the real-world execution. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a much broader sociological question to chew on. How will these highly motivated internet subcultures continue to challenge and potentially redefine deeply entrenched societal norms like monogamy? Because when cold, secular logic and ancient theology find common ground on digital platforms, the ripple effects on our cultural institutions are huge. Keep questioning what the algorithms feed you, stay